My name is Steve Boblis, and I'm a retirement advisor here with the Retirement Group. We're going to be talking to specifically Kaiser Permanente employees today, talking about interest rates and how they affect retirement decisions. Before we get started, just want to remind everyone that the Retirement Group is not a part of KP. We're not sponsored or endorsed by the company. We're an independent financial planning firm. However, we do focus on working with KP employees. So our familiarity with your pension plan, your TSA, 401k, healthcare benefits, help us to talk to you about retirement and make it something very specific to your situation so that you can make the decisions necessary for you and your family, both when to retire and then how to have the kind of retirement that you want. As we're going to be talking today about interest rates, it's a subject that is of concern to a lot of folks. And one of the things we do to help with that is we provide a complimentary cash flow analysis. As you start moving toward retirement, you're looking at the things that you have to make decisions about. You've probably seen there's a number of different areas to consider. And the cash flow analysis helps us see and helps you see if you're on track to retire when you want. And then when you get closer to that time, do you have the money that you need to be able to retire and have the retirement lifestyle that you want? It's important to look at those numbers and track that in advance. As we talk about retirement for KP employees, there's a number of different options you have, and which one you're going to choose in regards to your pension is what we're going to be focusing on today. And that's where interest rates come into play. First, let me remind everyone that if you're choosing one of the monthly annuity options, whether a single life annuity or survivor benefit or any of the other options, interest rates don't come into play on that. This is specifically an option if you decide to take the lump sum. With the lump sum, a calculation is going to be done to take the value of those annuity payments that you might have selected and bring that all down to one payment. And interest rates are an important part of that. The way it works in general, you'll notice on the top of the information here is that little seesaw. And here's what you need to remember. When interest rates are low, lump sum amounts are high. And we've seen that for the past several years. Lump sum amounts have been the largest that we've ever seen. However, as interest rates go up, the lump sum amounts come down. And as you're probably well aware, that's the situation we're in now. Interest rates are starting to rise, and that's going to have an effect on everyone's lump sum. So we'll look at this chart just to dissect the interest rates a little bit and show you how that is effective. First off, we've got to remember that there's two dates. There's the date that you leave the company, and there's your benefit commencement date. So if you were to leave now in April, your benefit commencement date would be May 1st. And that's what you see illustrated with the interest rates. You'll notice that there's three segments: first, second, and third. And this index that's used, or the way these interest rates are put together, is based on a composite corporate bond rate. The IRS publishes these numbers every month. And the different segments respond to different time periods. The first segment is 1 to 5 years. The second segment is 6 to 20 years. The third segment is 21 years and more. Different interest rates for different lengths of investment time, as you would expect. The key, of course, is that middle second segment really is the biggest influencer in regards to your pension amount or this lump sum amount. And the reason being, it encompasses that sweet spot, if you will, of the retirement years from 6 to 20 years. However, if you look at the interest rates, you'll notice that they have all moved, going back on a benefit commencement date over the past several months. The way Kaiser does this is that whatever your benefit commencement date is, they're going to use these composite corporate bond rates from 2 months prior. So right now, if you were going to leave in April, your commencement date would be May 1st. These interest rates that we're using, you see on the screen, are the ones that would be used. They're actually from March of this year. The main thing, though, look at how much they've moved over this period of time, going back to a commencement date of December for last year, just in the last several months. The rule of thumb to use is a 1% change in interest rate is going to make about a 10% difference in your lump sum. Whether interest rates move up or down, remember how that seesaw goes. So it gives you the ability actually to start looking out a little bit in regards to retirement. If your retirement is going to be 2, 3, 4 years away, maybe this isn't a big concern. If you were looking at retiring sometime this year or maybe early next year, the interest rate movement is going to be of concern to you because it's going to have a direct effect if you are going to choose the lump sum option on your pension. And that's the reason we want to provide this information so that you can start looking at your situation, deciding what's going to be the best option for you and your family in regards to interest rates and pension choice. When it comes down to it, it really involves just doing some planning, looking at all the different things that you need to take into account for your retirement and making sure that you've considered them when you make your final decisions. There's choices to make along the way, choices to make as you make that transition, and choices to make in retirement. Unfortunately, we find the majority of folks today, they don't plan ahead. We encourage you to not be counted among that group. Take a look at what's available to you. Start looking at some of the numbers and see where you stand in regards to retirement. If you'd like to talk to us a little further, we'd be happy to do that. We can take 15 or 20 minutes, talk to you about your situation, the choices you have, the concerns you have, and make sure you have the information you need so that you can start planning for a comfortable retirement. You can email us if you like, give us a phone call. The QR code will allow you to schedule an appointment directly with myself or one of our other KP-focused advisors. We'd be happy to talk to you about the specifics that you have available to you and how that would make a difference. We want to remind everyone again that the retirement group, myself, we are not sponsored or endorsed by KP. We're an independent financial planning firm. However, we certainly can be of help as you start looking at retirement. We encourage you to give us a call, chat for a few minutes. Let us see if we can provide you some information that's going to be helpful for your retirement. Thank you for joining us today.